Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks. Tracy here, and this is the latest Inside Crochet and Open with me. So while I'm struggling to get into this, because it actually doesn't seem to be that difficult this time, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and you never know, you might get a notification because YouTube doesn't notify all anymore, so you're quite safe clicking the all button. Okay, so we're in. Just need to get rid of that. It's quite flimsy, which, you know, is nice to get into for me, but I could see how that would break open. So we have a magazine and this little supplement and some stitch markers. Sun, Moon and Stars, Celestial. Okay, so we'll come to all the gifts. I'll put them over the other side and we'll do the magazine first. Now, sorry about this bit of light over here. There's not much I can do about it. We Gary cleaned the roof, and so we didn't realise how much moss was up there until we went to clean it. Okay, so we've got a Christmas cushion cowl. So a crochet along for a cushion is unusual. Inspiring projects for creative crocheters. Celestial beauty. Magical makes inspired by the sun, moon and stars. 41 designer crochet patterns. Hook a gorgeous hexy motif shawl. We have the sun, moon and I guess there's stars. Borealis bolster. That's quite snazzy. We've got these two mittens, which you can make them matching or not. It's up to you. Cozy applique mittens they are. So whether that's just sewn on afterwards, which I think it is. Try special stitches. Elegant nebula top and snuggly winter socks. Shooting star bag, zodiac curtain, intergalactic mobile. And I guess more besides. So let's have a look. This is an advert for the new Firefly yarn by King Cole. It's an Aran. It's very snazzy. It looks a bit like, well, quite a lot like, The Universe by Ice Yarns, but that's all acrylic rather than having any wool in it. But they don't have the really rainbow one. And also, they have no stock whatsoever because I tried to get it. But when it's in, I will be getting that just to put in my shop, hobbyrocks.co.uk, if you've not found it already. In the description box, you'll find a link and a voucher code for things that are not in the sale or any of the Christmas mystery boxes or mystery boxes. So here we go. This is the gorgeous crochet along. If that's a cushion, then I'm a monkey's auntie, because that doesn't look cushion-like at all. It's part 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas cushion cowl. So, did I manage to miss an addition, or did I miss the cowl completely? I don't know. I really don't know. So Mindful Making, meet designer Olivia Dietrich. We have this, that looks quite nice. I like that. It's nice and, well, I like blue for a start, and it's very dark blue and with gold. So that looks actually quite snazzy. We've got this bag and all these bits and bobs. These are too small to really see, so we won't bother. We'll wait. We have Stylecraft Horizon is another yarn that I want to get. It's a bit, reminds me a lot of Bag of Days tonal hues. It reminds me a lot of that when I see it on the cake. I've not seen them up close side by side, but it's got that kind of ombre vibe, which I did notice on that. So I'm going to get that as well, by the way. Soon, very soon. So in the spotlight, we've got plush pumpkins. That's a King Cole pattern. Incidentally, I have a pumpkin pattern. It's very easy and well shaped. So if I can remember, I'll link it at the end. That's a candle. That's another pumpkin. And we've got mugs. So just add cinnamon, it says. These beautiful embossed stoneware mugs. So really, they're not crafting, are they? They're not for crafting. They're just stuff and things. What we got here, Signet Jelly Baby Glitter Chenille. Now I didn't stock that because I have too many chenille yarns already, and it didn't feel soft enough for me. It was obviously Chanel is soft, but it just had this sticky feel. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes when you get a Chanel, it has a sticky feel to it, and that is how that grabbed me. Twinkle Fashion DK. I wasn't a fan of the James C. Brett Twinkle yarn. I found it rough, so I didn't stock that either. Galaxy DK. That's got a lot of wool content. It's very pretty though. Rico Designs Rikarumi Lame and Yarn Smith's Glow in the Dark. So I've been, the Yarn Smith, some of it I've been, like the cotton, I've been really enraptured by. The DK, oh, I hate it. So I've not tried all of them anyway. So this is our yarn wish list. We don't need to really look at that though, I don't think, do we? No. Don't we have a wish list for their yarn? No. So what's this? Gorgeous crochet, knitting and embroidery supplies. Wonderful knits, handmade gifts and treasure. Sounds cool. From the archives. So, it shows you where you can get these back patterns from. So it tells you the issue number if you wanted to get back orders. It's just a ploy, I guess, to show these and think, oh, I want to make that. I'll have to get that issue and buy a back order. So that's different. We've got books. So we have Crochet Dinosaurs by Vanessa Muncy, and that's $16.99 if you want to crochet some dinosaurs. The Granny Square Bible, or alternatively, you can watch my year of Granny Squares for free. Just saying. I think we're up to number 23 now. So there's quite a few already there. Ideal for building blocks for blankets, blah, blah, blah. We know that. Crochet Garments. Oh, sorry, the Granny Squares is $12.99. And we've got Crochet Garments by Carrie Chambers at $12.99. So the books that were $9.99 went right up to about £14, £16, £17. Some of them have now gone back down to sort of like $12.99. I don't mean that particular one went up and down, but books seem to shoot up in price and now they've come back down again. So we've got, this is sponsored by Stylecraft Stitch Masterclass. Claire Montgomery explores a new technique for double-sided colour work. Okay, and then over the next few pages you get to see it. So it might look like double-sided colour work, but I don't know that maybe it's just that she's chosen these colours to show it on. But yeah, I don't know. Well, that's nice. It's called the Etoile Scarf and it's by Claire Montgomery. And it is using this technique. But it might be double-sided, but that's what the other side looks like. And I don't know if I'm that keen. If you're using it for a headscarf or something like that, then you will only have one side. Or the scarf, maybe you'll only have one side showing. It's not ridiculously ugly on the other side. And there's all the how to do. Excuse me. 12 Days of Christmas Cushion. That's what that's all about then. That's why we've got little gifts to stick inside it. That's why it's so bulky and weird. Okay, I get it now. But still, it's just pockets sewn on her, isn't it? Really, with numbers on. Just saying. Okay, so they've got all the number templates though, which is good. You know I love a chart. Do love a chart. Only up to 12 though, of course. But you could always mix and match. If you wanted 18, you just put the 8 next to it. So it's not too bad. So that's that. And we've got another advert. Lots of adverts. Now we've got up close and personal, showing the different designs. So we've got this Endless Galaxies top. Just a mesh top really by... and it's got some sequins sewn onto it for good measure. This is the Constellation Table Runner, otherwise known as a wrap, I think. Either that or she's just taken a shine to a table runner. This is the scarf. So obviously half of this side is done with the back so that when you tie it, you get the front showing once you've tied it. It's quite ingenious. The Nebula top, I'm quite interested in that. That's quite nice. And then we've got this cardie, which is obviously sun, moon, just suns and moons. There's no stars, but the suns are very star-like. That, I think, is a shooting star bag. I don't know that I'd want a bag shaped like that personally, but this is the Lyra shawl. They don't really look like stars. They look more like snowflakes or something. So this is the gloves, and they are just sewn on afterwards. They're called Meteor mitts, but they're mittens rather than fingerless. And this is the stargazing poncho, done on a rectangle. So more of a tabard. Do you know what? They just look like tabards to me. No, a bit of a tabard. We've got adverts. And then we've got Over the Moon. So this is the kind of a crossbody bag. All of my bags, just incidentally, a crossbody. I can't do any other kind of carrying. We've got Over the Moon socks and a Constellation table runner, otherwise known as a wrap. Well, you couldn't you? There's nothing to stop you unless it was rough yarn that you didn't want to wear. And then the Lunar blanket is the one at the top. Oh, remember bead curtains? Well, this is obviously a crocheted curtain. And I was doing little circulars. I called them pennies from heaven. I never did finish the thing I was making. It was just too fiddly. So I decided to abandon it. Didn't have enough time. We've got a twinkle... breaking these teeth in. Twinkle wreath. Sorry, but it must be this. I wouldn't exactly call that a wreath, but there you go. Must be that. So we've got Twinkle and Intergalactic Mobile. And up the top we have Night Sky Pillow and the Shooting Star Bag. It's all right smaller, I think, but I don't know, I fancy having a bag shaped like a star, personally. I like this bolster, the Borealis Bolster Cushion, and that's by Eleanor Tully. I haven't been crediting, have I? But I like this. I don't know, I like the way those colours are framed. That's quite nice. And this is an advert for the Amigurumi circular yarn. I can get that, you know, if I want to. One of my suppliers does actually do it, but I don't know how many people would actually really want me to stock it. And, you know, I know a lot of amigurumists like to use Flutterby, but it might be worth getting, just give it a once over, you know. Fine Fettle Fibres, that's a tongue twister, so more adverts in other words. Make it, your pattern instructions start here, so these are quite small. We'll move it on. Cosmic Cardigan by Cassie Ward. So I guess it doesn't matter that I wasn't doing the credits, because here we've got them. So this goes, we've got motifs for that, which is pretty cool. And there's the diagram of how to connect it all. So it's very boxy. And it's a small up to a 3XL. So quite a large size range. I've seen bigger. Nebula Top by Simone Francis. So this I like. I really do like this one. I like the length of the sleeves. I like the neck, but it would have to be made a lot longer because it finishes here. So that's the only drawback for me, but that's no problem. You just do extra length. But that's nice. I like that. It's good sleeve length for me. Slightly see-through. I don't know if you can see that. You could just see through it a little bit there. But yeah, that's actually nice. And we've got a bit of shaping going on. So that's not too bad as well. Extra small, all the way up to a 5XL. So that is pretty decent. Another advert. I think that was an ad. Yep. Stargazing Poncho, otherwise known as a tabard. I don't like this fringing. I feel like it'd, after a few washes, it would look like a dog's dinner. But, you know, unless you have a way of washing your fringing that you can tell me, I just think that wouldn't, you know, wouldn't look great. I'd prefer a different edging. So that is by Sam Sabido anyway, if you like that. Just basically squares and then tassels. And this, do we need a size? I suppose we do, because it's sewn up at the side. Not really a poncho, is it? More of a top that's baggy. Extra small to small up to a 5 to 6XL. That's pretty huge size range. I don't mean it's pretty huge. I mean it's a pretty huge size range. Endless Galaxies top by Jess Bennett. Again, that's just, I mean, we see lots of mesh tops, don't we, on here, but It's just got sequins sewn on it. Basically, it's just sleeves, isn't it? But you can carry on and make that as long as you want if you want to do it. And there it is. Okay, small up to a 3XL. The Lyra Shawl by Catherine Late. Loads of patterns in this, got to say. Quite like that. So this is kind of... I like the fact that it's not all stars. You know, that you've got these. And of course you could just carry on if you wanted to, couldn't you? Make it... I've got a shallow point shawl. That's what I call these. Shallow points. So it doesn't go all the way down your back. You know, it's more of a... You can use it as a scarf. Or just a little shoulder wrap. And I have one of those on my channel already. These are the socks, Over the Moon. Moon Socks by Anna Nikopirowitz. I like that name. So do you have sizes? You do. 5 to 6, 7 to 8. So as I'm actually a size 4.5, I'd have to get the ones that are a bit too big. I thought for a minute. You know what I thought? You know the magazine that I always, the knitting one, whenever I do it, I always say, I wish they did this page with the puzzles on. I really thought we had a puzzle. I was quite excited, but it's not. It's a chart. Oh well. Meteor Mitts by Zoe Curtis. We've seen those already. The Stellaris Pouch by Heather C. Gibbs. So I just think rather call that a crossbody bag. But, you know, if she wants to call it a pouch, then who am I to say otherwise? Shooting Star Bag by Jess Bennett. Obviously 2 sizes. Bit of an odd way to wear it. And I'm not sure if I like this bit, really. But anyway, moving on. At least it's different. That's the digital offer. Lunar Blanket, Helen Anderson. So we have moons, different phases of said moon. Look, you can go all the way, phases of the moon, which is quite different. Reminds me of a certain advert for Jaffa Cakes. Those of you in the UK will know what I mean. Full moon. Amigurumi advert. Borealis Bolster Cushion. Now I really like this. This is by Eleanor Tully. And here it is. We can see it is just basic shells, but the bits around them obviously is darker. And it really does make that, I hate the word pop, but you know what I mean. It really does bring that to life, doesn't it? Which is a better way of saying it. I like it. And the ends. Look at that. That's really nice. Oh, she's pulled out all the stops for that one. That's probably my favourite thing in here. Autumn is Calling. Yep, I know. This is the Constellation Table Runner that she likes to wear. Obviously not with the egg stains all over it. Sorry, I couldn't resist that. This is by Theodora Burrow. Guess you don't have to use it as a table runner with your curry on it. Night Sky Pillow by Janet Pippin of Simply Hooked by Janet. Oh, we've got a little plug for her there. And that's just purdy. I wish that was both sides, though. I don't like it when cushions are just one-sided. Just, you know, needs to be both-sided. So here we got the subscribey page, but you just save money and it'll give you a gift. Skinflints. And we've got the Zodiac Curtain by Kwani Cheng. It's got stars and moons, I guess you could say, or planets. Quite nice, but very simple. Twinkle Wreath. It's hoop. I'll say it's a wreath by Catherine Venner. Sorry, the light was shining on her name and I couldn't see it. Intergalactic Mobile by Sarah Reed. Great for a child's room, I guess, if you want to make planets. Next month, we got issue 184. 2 exclusive bonus gifts by Jane Crowfoot. Beaded Festive Decoration Booklet. And the Vintage Christmas issue. Diamonds Pullover Poinsettia Table Set. Joyful Jumper. Holly Earrings. Ski Bunny Muff. Sounds nice. Bauble Reef. I don't know. It's just the wickedness in me that said that. I do apologise. And How to crochet bit. Well, we have to have this, don't we? We wouldn't know, would we, if we didn't see this bit? So here we go. That's all the techniques that they're going to show you. And then obviously we're going to have the charts for reading the diagram keys. We've got, that's a new one, hook sizes, abbreviation, breaking the language barrier, working in the round. Last page is tiny makes with big impact. Anyway, let's have a look at the gift. That's that. We have the Celestial Stitch Markers. That's going to find its way into somebody's order, because I always pop a lot of the free gifts in people's orders. I can only put this sort of thing in if I happen to know that that person who's made that order is a crocheter. Can't do it if they're not, can I? So this is Maya, Evie and Marmalade the Cat. Okay, Dollies by Victoria Caris. Okay, so full instructions, make the doll. So then you can make the clothes. Pretty snazzy, she's got a cat in it. Oh, that's so cute. It's so cute. Yeah, there's all the instructions on making the outfits. And there's the puss. Here it is. And his little hat and little mittens for this. Oh, it's so cute. I like it. It's very nice. So what do you think, guys, of... what do you think of this month's edition of Inside Crochet and the gift? Do you like the gifts? What do you think? What's the sort of thing do you like in there? What don't you like? And I'll be interested to read your comments. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one then. Bye bye for now.